Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a beautiful Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you. Please stay tuned. There's a lot of codes and downloads, channeled messages that are very important that came through in this read. And it's beautiful, so I'm sure you'd want to hear it anyway. The day is April 5th, 2019. We have the new moon today, so it's a fresh start. The day is the 5 of the Hierophant, which is all about commitments. It is definitely about the establishment and the old, but it also can be just about commitment to self and to Source, God, Creator. The day adds up to 21-3, which is about the world, so it's all about completion. And I believe, yep, both completion cards came up in the numerology deck for today. Karmic completion and completion, so it is complete. Today is the 21, the world, that's the end of the cycle. That makes tomorrow 22, the Fool. So we have the Hierophant of the patriarchy, the old, the establishment, and the world, the completion of the patriarchy, okay? So that's very much representative of what's going on today. And as we get into this, it just always amazes me what comes up. Because just when I was feeling a little bit introspective this morning, things just like, as soon as I have faith in what's coming out, like even if the cards don't look perfect in the read, it doesn't mean that you can't take it at face value. You have to see all perspectives of the situation, which was exactly what happened today. And there was nothing wrong with the read, but I'm just saying you don't see the perfect cards that you'd like to see, that kind of thing. And that doesn't mean anything, right? That's surface. So that's one of the messages today. Don't be fooled by masks. So this morning, before I get into the read real quick, I went outside to ground, and as soon as I came in, I looked outside and saw a bird on the tree. I just sat down on the couch, and I look out the window, and the bird flew right into my line of view, right on the branch, to say hello. And it's so cool because I'm going to show you these pictures, because this first picture you can't really see, but it actually looks like two birds rushed in. But that's not what happened, because then it was just about this guy here. Okay, see that little guy there? He's looking at me. I told him how much I loved him, like as the masculine and all that kind of stuff. And as I took pictures, you see, I can still see him here, but after I told him that I loved him, he turned away from me. All right, so he had his back toward me, okay? And he kept looking back at me, peeking back at me to see what I was going to do. It was so cute. But is this the last one? Yeah. So then, before he flew away, he did turn around completely and look at me. And then as soon as he did, he flew away. But you have to see this picture of him flying away. He literally becomes like one with the branch. Check this picture out. How cool is that? That's him flying away. Is there something else I wanted to show you? While I'm at it, I'll show you the read for today. All right, this is the basic read for today. And I took a bunch of little pictures I might need to show you because a lot of stuff came up today. I'll give you the full read is here as well. Different angles. Okay, there's definitely some more pictures I might show you. Yep, for sure. And there's definitely some lyrics that come through today. And before I even started writing anything down, I was getting again, all you need is love, 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 love. Love is all you need, okay? So that was coming through again. And then as I started the read for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, it was done at 8:48. So 8 is strength and 48 is the 8 of Cups. That's walking away or walking within, right? And the only major arcana today was transition. That is the Death card. It is transformation. There were 4 wands, 2 cups, 2 swords, and 2 pentacles. So mostly wands here. The court cards were King of Wands, Page of Cups, and the card after the read, which I do incorporate into the read, was the Page of Pentacles. And this is the Sirian Starseed deck. With all my other decks, I use the Universal Golden Tarot, I use the Gilded, I use the Rider-Waite Mini, and I also have the Tarot of Sexual Magic here, the Numerology deck, and Romance Angels. Okay, I'm using all of those decks here. I don't think I've missed anything. Let's see here. So we have a king, the King of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So there's a few different storylines here, so pay attention while you're listening. It's mainly about the twins, but there's also a storyline between 2 brothers and a father. So whether that's the masculine and his brother and father, or whether it's the masculine and his 2 children, or whether it's God and the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. Okay, so those were the 3 different scenarios here. So you can listen to them in the perspective that fits your situation. The messages and the coding were all about karmic completion. Okay, and the numbers were 9 to 11. 11 is justice, of course. 9 is the hermit, 2 is the high priestess. 33, which is the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself and not being defensive. 55, which is the Ace of Swords, the truth. 99 also came up, which is all about the endings, and even 9 plus 9, that is 18, which is the moon, and then 9, it's all about 9. Ending and actually compassion, universal selflessness. 23 came up, which is the King of Wands. And the number came up separately from the King of Wands, right? So came up multiple times. 78 came up, which is the 10 of Pentacles, which is the big family, the extended family. 789 came up. 35, which is the Wounded Warrior. Also Mary Magdalene is that number. 59 comes up here as well, which is the 5 of Swords, right? The war within yourself. 359 came up. 235, as well as 4222. And as we start the read, 39 also came up, which is the Knight of Cups, offering his cup of love. So as we get into the coding about karmic completion, it was simply this, which I love. It was perfect. And also I was getting, from the coding, I was getting like 2 half moons. Like, because I told you before, the half moon is like it's like the 0 point for the moon cycle. It's a safe zone. I was also getting the half moon waxing. So as I'm writing it, it's a straight line with the circle to the left. Okay, so I was getting 2 of those in the coding. You know the little eyeballs that swing back and forth, like in an owl or something like that, a cartoon one. I was getting the eyes looking right, actually, from the eyes' perspectives. They were looking to the right. So, and there's always reasons why Spirit shows me these little pictures of goofy eyeballs or things like that. So I wouldn't know quite yet, except that in the way it's written here on the page, it's the Hermit looking over at Justice, which I didn't notice before. The High Priestess also came up in the coding here, the Seeker and the Master, which is the student and the teacher, and all about the King of Wands, the Master of Flames. But what it said was, and this was it, wise old man to student, the King of Wands is full of shit. So that's God to his children, his students, right? Source, prime creator, however you want to look at it. The love energy, the universal energy, the collective consciousness, it doesn't really matter. They're all semantics. The King of Wands is full of shit. Okay? He's the man of passion, right? So let's see where this read goes to. So it's all about the teacher and the student, okay? And we have a father and 2 children in the read today. The twin flames have a wish coming out soon. The Knight of Cups, offer of love, one in uncomfortable emotions with the world turned around, and the other seemingly happy family all around. The feminine energy is coming up as above the rainbow, or the 5D, and the first one And the first one I spoke about was coming up 19 as the masculine energy. So it's actually the masculine going through the turmoil right now. But the 19 is the sun, the masculine energy, the 3D masculine. And then I was getting, well, first of all, I just want to show you the underlying energy. This is the 2 flames and then the 9 of cups coming up from behind it, okay? Like that. So then I was seeing the number 8 upside down in Roman numerals, which is like a Roman numeral 3 with an upside down V next to it. And from that I was getting the Colosseum and the pyramids, the Lincoln Memorial, so the patriarchy, the masculine fall, the detriment. The Queen of Pentacles knows to show her low energy, be whistleblower, and ground, or the Divine Masculine shows her his lower vibration, and the King of Cups, is that the King of Cups? One second, I just want to see something in the picture here. I wrote the King of Cups, but I don't think it was. So there's something about showing your lower vibration here, that there's a reason for it. It's not that you're falling and you're doing anything wrong. Everything's always guided. I mean, do you really have control over anything? Not really. So it's showing that there's this energy of the patriarchal fall going on right now. Okay, the pyramids, the Colosseum, the masculine in the fall, the detriment. The Queen of Pentacles knows how to show her low energy and be whistleblower, right, telling her truth, and it's grounding for her. Or the Divine Masculine shows her his lower vibe energy and holds on to, it's like he's juggling the 2 energies, and he shows the lower one to his Divine Feminine while keeping the higher vibration in a tree, the bird that came to me. Okay, so you see how Spirit pulls everything into the message. To share his lower feelings of abandonment and connection and 5D, which is the bird coming to me to give me a message from him. Showing the low energy helps sometimes to allow you to ground together. So like if one person's in a much higher vibration than the other, it might cause too much contrast between you, which can cause more conflict. So maybe one is pushed down to meet with the other's energy more, so there won't be so much of that. So there can be all sorts of things at play here that you aren't aware, right? We are unable to see all perspectives. That is why we are just a piece of the puzzle, not the whole collective consciousness. So the Divine Masculine, walking without a right foot, or his right energy, there's no support on his right energy side now, and needs help from the Divine Feminine, lower masculine at times. So if he really has no foot to stand on his right side, then he needs the masculine from the Divine Feminine at a lower energy that he can resonate with to help him along. See how this works? Then meditate when you go to bed to reconnect with the Divine Feminine in 5D heaven, okay? So this is how it's working between them. And then I was seeing just the arrangement of the coins on the card, which was showing me I was going to write the Hangman, just draw that, and it's just the number 7. But it is the Hangman, just like you used to play at school and draw a hangman and play. It's the number 7. Number 7 is the Hangman's game. It is all a game. And the Hangman is Jesus on the cross, right? Don't worry about being outside of the church. Align with the stained glass window of your kaleidoscope third eye. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. So the reason Mother Mary came is because in this card of the Four of Swords, you see this stained glass window. You know, you always see it as the masculine and the feminine connecting in the 5D. Well, today, this is Mother Mary. All right? And this little square above, or it's like an H, but I always wonder about it because the space underneath isn't square. One side is circle, like this. And I always wonder what that means. If anyone understands that symbology, let me know. But it came up for a reason for me today in this. So this is coming up as Mother Mary's mantle, which comes up is in the cards I have, the Ascension deck. That's coming up as Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle above the Divine Feminine's head. Okay? This square here, or that H. Alright, so something I need to tell you is that the shape of that, since the H underneath is not square like a normal H, it goes up and then it curves around down like that. That is the shape of the half moon eyes that I drew when we started the read. The eye literally fits in to that Mother Mary's mantle above her head. Okay? So stay with me. We just said, Mother Mary comes to me speaking words of wisdom, let it be, and that had nothing to do with me then seeing this in the card, or the eyeballs that I drew in the beginning. They were totally separate. So this is above your head. Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle is always watching you, and those are those eyes. That's Mother Mary, okay? They're so funny at times. She seals the feminine. 2 swords for the Divine Feminine and 1 sword for the Divine Masculine, because his other is across his legs. She has taught her son to defend his sacred sexuality to the death. Left elbow and hip to right knee and toe, that's where the sword lays across him. These pains, the pain in the knee and elbows, things like that, are to remind him of his duty to himself. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are equal in love. His buttercup yellow, her rose pink in this picture. This is why they each cling to that color. The father's gold coin, which is the Christ consciousness, like I told you and I explained the other day, that each child is born with a gold coin, but the feminine is the rose pink of the compassion and the masculine is the green of the physical heart. But the father has the gold coin for the feminine child compassion, because they need to teach each other. She needs his coin to understand how to survive in this world, and he needs her compassion. So you can watch my other video the other day, but it's coming back around here because the father's gold coin, or the Christ consciousness, is the baby daughter's pink of compassion, Holy Grail. They offer to each other. His offering, all right, the Holy Communion, all right, the cracker, and communion means sharing, to her cup of love, open and receiving as the Holy Grail. And I don't know if you were watching me last year or even 2 years ago. I channeled the Mary and Jesus story when I was flying. I think I was flying out to Arizona at the time. The read I was doing was all them channeling their story to me. And in that story, they specifically were showing me that before you come into union, you see the M for Mary Magdalene? That's the Holy Grail, so that's the cup of the feminine. Before coming into union, her energy will get pushed down in order to meet the masculine coming back up, rising. You see the Holy Communion? Okay, so she's the Holy Grail, and there's the communion cracker. Okay, so just keep that in your mind, okay? So they cling to that color. So I was seeing in the picture the feminine wearing the rose pink. Is that what she was wearing? Yeah, the feminine is in the rose pink, but yet the masculine will tend to carry that rose pink, and the feminine and the masculine is in the buttercup yellow, because that is what the feminine resonates with. So it's just showing, it's paralleling the two. The father's gold coin, the Christ consciousness, and the baby daughter's pink, compassion. One is the Holy Communion, one is the Holy Grail. They each offer to each other. His offering, Holy Communion, sharing, to her cup of love, open and receiving as the Holy Grail. He is willing to give and she to receive, both willing to be on their knees, the humble servant to the wise old hoot, who loves and takes care of you, and Mother Mary. Divine Masculine hides in a tree, intimidated by her beauty. Her radiation magnetizes him. The Ace of Cups reversed pushes down the Divine Feminine openly as she pours herself on me. She pours, and then she pours herself on me. All right, so that's from the bread song that's been coming up this week. The patriarchy falls with baldness, because I told you that baldness is no longer in the DNA of the children being born. That's what I was told the other day. And the quilts now coming together of all the things that you've learned in your life is now completed. Letting go of the old 2 coins to embrace the new 2 higher gold coins. And then I was being shown a picture. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so then we go to where are they? I always forget which picture it is. It is the... that's why I didn't see it. Okay. So then after I wrote that, I saw... this is coming from the Hierophant reversed. Alright? So if you see that this card is the Hierophant reversed, you see the Ys on the 2 guys there up top, right, with the bald heads. The Ys are upside down, okay? And you see their bald heads underneath each Y. So this is symbology, okay? So it was showing me basically 2 martini glasses upside down with an olive in them, okay? And then I'm going to show you how it got expanded. Okay. So the picture expands to this, okay? You have the 2 Ys now, right? That's the patriarchal fall, okay? The dot in the middle here is under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So this is God holding their hands, right? And we have the olives here. We have the M of Mother Mary, the mantle over both of you, right? I'm sorry, I'm going in the wrong direction. And then also in the card are the keys. So I was trying to figure out how they go in here. And this is the house. You see the upside down house? Okay. And this is the masculine and the feminine, right? The 2 keys that cross each other. And you notice it also makes the X of the Divine Feminine. Okay, so get this picture. You have that. And it also has the lowercase I, which I told you is the chakra system in the 3rd eye. And also... you know, it's Mary, the M of the Mary is housing you, your connection to God. But you notice the house is upside down because you have to remember where your home is. Okay? That was one of the pictures that came up. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So then with those cards was also the 4 of Swords, which I showed you already with the 5D connection. But there are also 4 swords. This card was covered, right? So the 9 of Swords, only the top 4 swords were showing. 1 for each element. Okay, so earth, wind, fire, and water. So earth, wind, and fire is coming up here. 4 swords, 1 for each element. And then I was getting of another symbol, which was interesting. It was the X and the 1 reversed. or actually the 9 upright. So I thought it was the other way around, but no. But it comes up on the card as one line straight across the bottom, so it looks like a T and an X connected, but with just one line underneath it. It doesn't look like an I and X, it looks like TX, which is the toggle or the anchor grounding the feminine. So 4 swords, one for each element of the grounded divine feminine, the earth. Okay, earth, wind, sky, right, water, and then the masculine is the sun that feeds it. Under God, always there to catch you when you fall. Okay, so God is under God, not us under God. God is under us to catch us when we fall. Receiving your message with his left hand and waving her, all right, and God, so receiving your message with the left hand and waving hello with the right hand. Remember where your home is. And ground with olive, spinach, and papaya. You like that? Olive and papaya? And then poopy, and I used to call my dad poopy, but P-U with an accent, P-I, P-U-P-I, is actually means, you know, wise one, basically. It's like a term for God or father, you know. And then papu came up as well. But it was saying, remember where your home is. Olive and papaya. P equals grounded divine director, because you have the lion grounding, and the D for divine director, and O of olive is for the divine feminine, pure source light, open to all. All right, contained in the human experience. New love came up as the underlying energy, and love yourself first for the divine masculine here. And then the King of Cups came up, and just so they can confirm what we were just talking about, the King of Cups comes up, and what do you see behind his head? The 2 lowercase i's with the reversed triangle in the middle. Okay, for me, and that had come up for me a long time ago, where I was bringing up just the dance between the lowercase i's and the v's of co-creation. So the King of Cups, he has that. He holds the Holy Grail. The olive branch, blueberries, and raspberry roses and vines find a way to another every time. There's connection. When twisted pillars get in the way, just go around to access from another direction. Romance and true love. That's how you, and it was 10-4 by the way when I turned the page. Message received. That's how you disconnect the devil from his penis. So I have to show you that because that's, so in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, you know, this is this character guy, okay, which he'll come up again. His sense, this is how you, by changing direction when you get stuck, like if a pillar gets in your way and you just go around it, access from another direction for romance and true love. That's how you disconnect the devil from his penis, because his sense of direction is just awful. And look at the horns on his head. Okay, so they're all like twisted around the wrong way, like they don't know which direction to go in. The DNA of the flame is hidden in the tree. And then I was getting this tree, all right? So the DNA here, up here, is hidden in the tree. You see the ladder? The ladder's like DNA, the DNA chain. The DNA of the flame is hidden in the tree. And so what do you think, what tree do you think is coming up here? We just talked about, well, I talked about this before as well, but we just talked about papaya and olive oil. And the ash tree. Okay? Ash is the key. Green olive. Destiny to aging gracefully, ladies. Divine marriage, olives, and mother's milk. Divine masculine, divine feminine, and third energy at a right angle, which is orthogonal, where orthogonal is the same thing as being square or normal or balanced naturally. Okay, so when your hips are at a right angle or in perfect alignment, you walk square. Okay, so square is correct. It's normal, and there's nothing wrong with normal, because normal just means in perfect alignment, balanced naturally. Reflective qualities. So again, I'm going to say this. Destiny to aging gracefully, ladies. Divine marriage, olives, and mother's milk. Divine masculine, divine feminine, and their third energy at a right angle, orthogonal with reflective qualities of a diamond, because it reflects into a rainbow. It's got reflective and refractive qualities. Look in a mirror at your beauty and reflect rainbows. Look up to the sun and lay down when the day is done. Sunrise, sunset, the key to your best. Eat lots of fruits, nuts, and berries, and share milk with the birds and your soul. Leftover fruit trash, throw outside for the birds. Touch the earth with your skin. Keep calluses down that prevent things from getting in. Feet are key, like control center to the whole body. Wrap yourself in natural colors like rose pink and gray blue. Allows your brightest to shine through even more. Let the horses feel the ground with their hoofs. Let them connect to nature too. Correct bone alignment is so important for you. If not square, at right angle, empire will fall. Right? The empire waist. If not square at a right angle, your structure and your system, your empire, the empire will fall, or your empire will fall, and you'll become hunched over. And also, you know, people forget that the bones are an organ. So when your bones are out of alignment, it can cause disease to the other organs as well. Completion comes up here as very important, as well as, and that's number 9 of the Hermit, and the Wise One, the collective consciousness. And underneath that was relationship change, very important as well. It's 56, which is the 2 of Swords, which is being in your knowing. You don't need the information because you already know. The Divine Masculine with their eye on the Holy Grail, according to the moon cycles. Half moon waxing is the perfect time. And that comes up here, I guess, around the 12th. And another week after that is the death of Christ. The 18th is the full moon. That second Libra full moon is the crucifixion of Jesus, and then on 4/21 becomes the rise or rebirth, then waning from the second Libra full moon, coming down from it, coming down from the cross. The Divine Masculine third eye to the Divine Feminine high heart, the hanging man is trapped and can't find his way out of the box. And then Jack in the Box was coming up. So another direction, man. So he's saying if you can't figure your way out of the box, go back and don't find another direction, another way in. So I don't know who said this. Somebody said this. It was a perfect example of the twins not being able to come together. And I wish I could remember. I'm sorry, whoever it was who said this. This is not my idea. Somebody else on YouTube probably I saw. But they paralleled the twins not coming together by going through a maze and getting to the end. But there's a wall at the end, and you keep trying to force yourselves together, but you can't because there's a wall there, because you have to go back and find another way around. Okay, so I thought that was a great example. But this is the same thing, right? So in this card, it's the hangman in this deck. I want to show you this card. In this one, right? He's trying to get out. He's struggling. You know, this was covered in my read, but he's struggling trying to get out of the box. He can't. It's the same idea. Okay, it's like Jack in the Box trying to get out. Go another direction, man. The blue jay and the blue bird meet in the gold, not the silver. Truth without love is cold and sharp. It is white light with some tinge of gray in it, the silver. The Divine Masculine bird in flight, and the Divine Feminine sits still on a branch, allowing the fall of the partiers and the overindulgers, the overspenders, all around her, right, without worrying about it. So let everyone around you fall, even your children who are going out and throwing up after drinking, okay? It's saying that you being good, staying in and not doing all that stuff, overindulging, that her day will come. The Divine Masculine is making his way away from all of that. Jack in the Box is like JFK in a coffin. Barnabas Collins, he means well, but is deprived of sunlight and must reacclimate. The third-party heartbreak for the Divine Masculine is actually him fighting at war with himself over the Divine Feminine, who pours herself on me. Who pours? Pours herself on me, but you know what I mean. She gives up everything so easily for him. He thought she was stupid, silly, ignorant, uneducated, lazy, but now knows differently, as she now schools him. Like where he thought he was the educated one, like nobody could teach him anything, and now he's realizing that she's actually teaching him. And as I turn the page, it's 1051, which is the King of Swords. I was also getting with the 15 of the Devil card, the X and the V for the 15. The X and the V is showing us the X of the feminine, and then the V is not the Y, right? It's missing the bottom. That's the grounding part. It's missing the link. The Devil is without direction, the ability to choose the Y in the road. The Devil is ungrounded, so there's no grounds for dismissal. He's got no excuse. So she radiates, the feminine radiates and draws him in. Recently, and I'm not showing you the other cards, so let's get to those. First, this is the recent past, okay? So the recent past is conflict, competition, expansion, drama, okay? Drama in turn down or slow down, to be patient and lay down the sword to end the war within self, okay? In other words, when the masculine's laying down the war with himself, he's also laying down the sword with his twin, because his self is his twin, as she pours herself on him. And that was at 1055, which is the truth. It's the Ace of Swords. His luck, as she pours herself on him, his luck starts to change. And one by one, the stars all come out, and he lets go of the old and lets in the new gold coin in 5D, new love destiny complete, as he realizes he needs that reboot. He can't live without some of that, okay, which is the energy of his Divine Feminine. The foundation here is Trinity. Okay? Karmic and kids are all reversed coming up on here. Uninspired, with tantrums, whining and complaining and not doing their homework. Centrally is post-war trauma. Where do we go from here? Drained or sick of little love offered from the family and sharing everything with them. Yet finding peace. So there's a list coming through here again. Yet finding peace with his divine lover. Okay? The divine lover's energy. With a simple gold coin. So he's saying without much money, the Divine Feminine accepts him no matter what. Whereas his family, he gives them everything, and he gets maybe just a little bit of love, maybe. The challenge being here is the King of Wands, shaman, message to Leo, who walked right over his dead body without stopping to look back. Kids couldn't believe it. All right? So this could either be himself, right, walking over himself, or it could be a brother or a father, right, or a best friend. But literally this is coming up as the King of Wands, shaman, message to Leo. So he could be the Leo, or he could be separate from the Leo. Leo also comes up as the karmic feminine, or the ego. The King of Wands, shaman, message to Leo, or vice versa, who walked right over his dead body without stopping to look back. Kids couldn't believe it. Opportunity for new passion with the Queen of Swords, talking truth about kids and karmics, masculine wanting to echo to her, finding peace away from the King of Wands, man of passion, who's the devil on the left shoulder. All right? So just like the angel and the devil, only it's the devil covering his left shoulder. Always hovering over as the King of Pentacles. So whether this King of Wands is hovering over the King of Pentacles, him, or So it's this King of Wands telling him what to do. So it's whether it's his brother or father, it's someone telling the other person what to do. His divine feminine's energy is nurturing and kind and unable to cut cord even when the Emperor turns his back on her. The Emperor now sees his flame, his romantic tie, and the narcissist who let the swan's opportunity fly south. Flirting, an angel now ashamed. So he's either finding peace away from the King of Wands, or he is the King of Wands. And so if the King of Wands is on the King of Pentacles' shoulder, and he is that King of Wands, then that could be his persona of himself as the King of Wands on the King of Pentacles' shoulder, both being himself, or it could be someone he tells what to do all the time. Or the King of Wands may be a brother or a father who's always on his shoulder, his left shoulder, covering, blocking his divine feminine and telling him what to do, ordering him around. But now he's realizing the opportunity he let slip through his fingers in his angelic tie, love, and sees how he now is the narcissist who let the swans, the two of them, that opportunity go south. Flirting with her and then flirting with others, whether that was a manipulation initially, whatever the reason, the angel is now feeling ashamed. Crowning now, the now moment, is the Three of Cups. But only one cup was showing with all the clarification cards. And then one is the loneliest number came up at 1117. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Okay, and then I'm not going to read all the lyrics, but it goes into that, and then worse than 2. Because even with 2, you can still be 1 as the loneliest number. No is the saddest experience that you'll ever know. It's just no good anymore since you went away. And that was at 1123, which is the King of Wands. Choosing path, looking away from the negative past with divine love, the Queen of Pentacles is the only one he sees. He's resting and recovering from the war with himself and spending or losing money, power, independence, whatever it is. He's recovering from being out of control. He is now free from the karmic's control and verbal abuse, nagging, whatever it is, her sharp truth. He just opens his heart and takes a leap into his divine feminine, because that's all he has to do, right? Because they're connected within the heart. Shutting the karmic up, who refuses to wake up to the abuse of his divine feminine in her jealousy of the sexual energy. She only comforts him to block him from getting to the Queen of Pentacles. Both twins are wounded warriors, yet he sees that divine feminine still comforts him even so. The angel is ashamed for allowing it to go on for years. Obviously not for everyone, but years, yeah. Soon the downloads come in. Before I turn the page, this is the card that's in the near future. But everything on this card was covered except for the one ball there in the air. You see the people? Seeing that UFO? Before I go on to the soon and the downloads, I just want to make sure I touch base on this notes I'd written up here about the different groups that were coming up from this read, the Beatles and Bread and Three Dog Night. So you notice the theme here, there's like totem animals coming up, and bread, which is sustenance. So we have Beatles, which one message was that there's no time like the present. There's no time like the present. The gift of time. Bread is sustenance, and three dog, right? Three dog night is loyalty. But the night is the fall position, right? Because day is the power. So it's saying three dogs at night is in their fall. It's the fall of the patriarchy. The ones you thought were loyal to you but aren't. They came from spirit-animals.com as well as sunsigns.org. Also, what came up with the totem animals was beetles, Arabian horse, and the giraffe. All come up as sensitives, clairsentient and clairvoyant. And it's all about, beetles is all about rebirth, harmony, and discernment. And that comes from the light of truth with Matthew James, beetle totem animal. Okay. So soon, here with the downloads coming in there, risk-taking and UFO sightings. Detoxing liar, cheater, thief energy to see all perspectives and make a bold move or travel. Leo is working on the truth of her Indian heritage and spoiling kids. So this is coming up about the karmic. There may be a karmic who has Indian heritage, who they always denied because they were embarrassed by it, now working on the truth of her Indian heritage. So it doesn't have to be Indian, but that's an example. And having spoiled the kids, now reaping the rewards of having spoiled their children. She's recognizing that's true. The Divine Masculine is building and working with Crystal, giving up the battle to offer to work to the Queen of Pentacles and be sovereign together, or offering a little help and or money to the karmic to give her what she wants and let go, to help her get started, and then off to the Divine Feminine. The cards that came up from Romance Angels for masculine were let go of control issues, free yourself, and in that card is usually the unicorn. Thank you. When the free yourself card is usually a unicorn trapped in a fence, which is often like the horse, which we trap them in with the horseshoes. They're saying to allow the horse to ground with the earth too. You're blocking them by putting those horseshoes on. Let go of control, free self, masculine, more effort, make an effort, and give your relationship a chance. Coming together with the one that matches his gold coin, the simplicity of it, may need to bring a child along, the masculine. Around him, or how he is seen, is the Page of Cups with the heart open wide. Okay, so it's cracked open wide. This is the most pure love of a child. Okay, inside a love bubble. Could be puppy love with their lover, breaking patterns, and then shockingly, the King of Pentacles gives karmic a bunch of money and tosses her out. All right, so this, depending on who it is in your situation, it can be multiple different situations, but someone's tossing someone out suddenly. Like it's the King of Pentacles reversed, so it doesn't have to be a King of Pentacles, it doesn't have to be an earth sign, but someone who has money who all of a sudden just gives it away to the other person and says get out. Like you can have the money but you get out. So it's either the masculine doing that to the karmic, or the father doing that to the masculine. Okay, so it can be a couple different scenarios, or it can be someone doing it to a child, and tosses that him or her out. And then I was getting, I'm the baby, gotta love me. Like, so someone who's spoiled is getting, you know, a kick in the butt. Clear blocks of portal, so going through the portals, the different dimensions, the transition, and implementing a plan to be happy with money and no love in grief. So masculine needs to let go of the idea that money makes him happy, because it doesn't, and he realizes this now. All right, so this is the block that the masculine needs to let go of and clear, is his portals. Allow himself to go to transition through portal. There's two empresses that come up in the little clarification cards at the end. One is the evil empress and one is the good empress. Okay, and they're definitely two different people. Okay, because they're coming up with two totally different energies. The one is coming up as the karmic or the false empress. It's coming up as Aquarius or Taurus energies, but it doesn't have to be Aquarius or Taurus. But it's the one with the red boots and the snake, all right? And also like the false lovebirds, right? It's the family crest as opposed to the real love. The Wounded Warrior is the final card before the after the read card. Okay, so the Wounded Warrior Hermit sheds light on the opportunity for new passion. Okay, as the Page of Pentacles, you see, they're studying their psychic abilities here. Could be a child, it could be the masculine, okay, or it could be the karmic as well. But The wounded warrior hermit sheds light on an opportunity for new passion of the third party with synchronicities everywhere and burdens that he must drop now before he collapses because he's just carrying too much. A helping hand radiates to help remove his mask, the masculine. Hands across the waters, heads across the sky comes up again. And again, that's Uncle Albert. And that's Paul McCartney, Uncle Albert. And actually the words are by Admiral Halsey, lyrics. So there's two wounded warriors, the Queen of Pentacles and the Divine Masculine Angel, ashamed for waiting and hoping for something magical to happen to end the Leo's or ego's stay, who's also a wounded warrior. The Page of Pentacles is looking at their psychic abilities, also learning to heal and forgive, express their feelings. Coming together at work, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands are both reversed here, coming together, okay? So they could be kids, they could be the masculine and his karmic, they could be the masculine and his brother, they could be the masculine and his feminine. So whoever it is, the Knight of Cups and Knight of Wands are coming together reversed. One may be jealous and one may be out of control, or just a user, a player, right? So coming together, both reversed, moving or dispersing or expressing unstable feelings or feelings about moving or an end of marriage or an end of home. An offer of love to the other Empress, like it's like Glenda the Good Witch and, you know, and her sister. This is the good one. Offer of love to the Empress to connect, plus with three more cups always on standby for the masculine. So it's like the masculine offering the Empress the cup with 3 on standby, always ready to give another. With a new passion for work, all right, and being creative, the Magician is now back on top, manifesting DNA. He's got all his tools back, okay? So this is either him coming together with the feminine, working things out, or him coming together with his work or home situation to get things all complete and done, okay? This is a story. I was just getting the Brady Bunch. There's a story of a lovely lady, right? This is a story about a father and 2 children, whether Divine Masculine and his brother, or him and his children, or the God and twins, as I stated when we started this journey. The twin flames wish coming at work, or Trinity, which is a sacred place of coming together, while aligning. The Page of Cups opens up about conflict and drama and the war within self, and a brother or a father having a catch or tossing a ball or an idea or a risky venture, and then death or transformation or transition portal of coming together with the wounded warrior opportunity. 2 kids may not be getting along or living with separate parents, all right? So it could be coming together with the mask, you know, with a wounded warrior. So all 3 are wounded warriors, and the kids are probably wounded warriors too. So it could be 2 kids who are pissed at each other or decide to live with 2 separate parents. Since they're not getting along anyway, it's probably best if one lives at each place. Yep. But just coming together with wounded warrior. Allowing the masculine, allowing himself to go through the portal, the change, the transition, the transformation. So then we turn the page at 1209, and 09 again is back to the Hermit and the endings and the compassion shown. The twin flames with conflict, or chose that path of conflict and drama, of a workplace of war and coming together with their family. They should have known better. It's like, you know, don't loan money to family, that kind of stuff. The Divine Masculine working to align with downloads others won't understand. Crack open heart to move through portals and dimensions, changing from the wounded warrior to the student of healing and forgiveness and expressing feelings and expressing their gifts. And then manifesting magically. Okay, so that is the read. So let me know if you have any questions about the symbols I showed you, because I was getting them as really important. So, and I love the pictures I get of the little symbols. There's something else I want to show you too, I think. Yeah, I just want to show you a close-up of these cards if you had a hard time seeing them. Like here is the, sorry about that, the window here. Wait. So the window with Mother Mary and her mantle over in that Four of Swords card. And then here too with the Ace of Cups, okay, pouring herself on him, and he is the bird bringing up the Holy Communion into the Holy Grail of Mary Magdalene, okay. So it's also M of Mother Mary, who helps push her down. And there's another one too. Okay, and that's that close up, okay? Oops, I had 2 of those. And those were just some of the lyrics. And now I'm gonna, it's getting long, so I gotta, the phone's ringing, someone's calling you. I have to read you some cards. It was just 55-37, which is the Ace of Swords, the Truth, and 37 is the King of Cups, unconditional love. Alright, so we're going to do some oracle cards now. It's just 5555. Big changes. Expansion. Take a deep breath, guys. Well, we have to go to Mother Mary today, so that's what we're going to do. Actually, I have to ask Paul well, I can't ask Paul because he's so long. Is there another Paul? Oh yeah, Paul the Venetian, that's why they brought him up. Okay, so it's Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian. Okay, and Paul, he's very creatively oriented. He'll support you in all your creative ventures. And you notice Paul the Venetian, Venice came up in the beginning of my journey on my key, because my key was made in Italy, and I was getting the ET. There's 3 letters. I forget what letters they are, but anyway, it's a standard key. But just the ET were reflecting in the sun when I first looked at it, because I was saying, where's my key? And I was guided to look at my keys. I'm like, but I have 2 keys on my keychain. And they're like, no, you don't. Like, because my car key's not really a key. And it was my home key. There's no place like home. Okay, so it was coming up a long time ago. But the key is your home. Your home is your heart and your connection to Source. But I was getting Venice from the Italian connection. It was saying Italy on there, and I forget why I was getting Venice, but I was getting Venice. And also because I wanted to go to Venice, because soon they're not going to allow you to go on the water anymore because it's so contaminated. So I wanted to get a gondola ride before you couldn't do that anymore. But now it's coming up here with Paul the Venetian. All right, so take a deep breath. Today is April 5th, 2019. For everyone watching in the best and highest good of all is concerned, what is it we need to know? What is it we need to learn? And we're asking Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian today. Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian. Mother Mary and Paul. She pours herself. She pours herself on me. I keep getting it in the wrong place, but I'm misaligned with that song. But the bottom of the deck is Animals, number 2, which is the High Priestess. Okay, which is coming up for me right away. Loyalty, because in the Fool card, when he takes off to take a leap, the white dog, the pure loyal friend, is right there at his feet, who keeps loving him no matter how much he leaves her behind. It's coming up to be kind to your animal friends. They're very loyal to you. Alright, so we kind of had a mishmash of cards come up here. And it's Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian, and then there's some cards to count, but also Isis and Mary Magdalene wanted to be seen here, because Jesus just came up as well. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the last pile is 6. And that is Isis, 38, Mary Magdalene, 35, Air is 12, the Sphinx, 20, which is the Judgment, 12 is the Hangman, 35 is the Wounded Warrior, 38 is the Queen of Cups, and the Gold and Silver Violet Flame is number 4. Queen of Cups isn't speaking her truth, because I was losing my voice when I said that. The Gold and Silver Violet Flame is 4, the Emperor, and then the Earth is 14 of the Angels, the Temperance card. So I was getting first that we're calling on Mother Mary, and the Mother Mary lineage is Isis and Mary Magdalene, and all that. So they're coming up in respect to that, and air, and the Sphinx of the Akashic records, the gold and silver violet flame. Okay, because she is of the gold and the silver, because as I explained the other day, when she has children, she gives her gold away to her children, become silver, and that's why a woman can become cold and callous if she doesn't give her self-love back to herself. And then the earth, because she is the earth mother. Okay, so it's all about the feminine and Mother Mary as well. The lineage of her. You are all part of her lineage. She's the mother. So we have from her water. I've gifted you with emotion. 15 is the devil. It's the shadow side of yourself in order for you to expose the light. So love both parts of yourself. Water permeates everything. And so this is the reason I was supposed to bring up the X and the V of the devil card. Water permeates everything, including the cells of your body. It carries pure divine love and special qualities that can assist with ascension. Poseidon is in charge of the waters. Neptune is his elemental master and directs the undines, or I always like to say undines. Ask them to cleanse the emotions. Emotionally based illness and relationship difficulties. Your guidance is to bless water everywhere to bring it to the fifth dimension. Ask Poseidon to link you to the music of the spheres to access the sounds of your perfect divine blueprint and start to reinstate it. The affirmation is, water, I love you, bless you, and thank you. I direct you to spread love around the planet. So, which I usually do whenever I drink a glass of water. I say, love you, bless you, thank you. Help me spread love around the world. Or I direct you to spread love around the world. So just remember, it's so important to have clean water, because that's what we survive on. I'm also guided to bring up now, because before my father passed, one of his fields of expertise, he was an interventional radiologist, and he did a procedure that accessed the lymph system, which nobody, he was one of the first to do that. Like, nobody was doing that because the lymph system is so tiny, it's very hard to access. And now the doctors that he taught have learned to, instead of an 8-hour procedure, have shortened it to, an hour and a half by getting in at a valve, I guess, at the top of the leg instead of starting at the toe, and getting up to the area where they need to embolize, like when they have leaks and things like that in the lymph system. So now this whole new world of the lymph system will open up because of work that my father did. But it's not just about the water outside of yourself, it's about the water within the lymph system, how important it is that no one's ever paid attention to it before. And it's so important because when we have swelling, it creates problems everywhere, and when the bone structure's off, it causes imbalance within everything else, including the lymph system. So it's to ask you now to open up your minds to a whole new perspective of thinking about the human body and the water and the emotions. Everything about your emotions flows through your body, so it affects every cell. Okay, and that's from Mother Mary, because my mother's name is Mary. My father's name was Constantine, and his nickname was Kostya, Stan, at work. And he was Constantine with a C. And he says the devil made me do it. All right, so one of the things coming up right now when he's saying that is that your best inspirations come from the mistakes that you made, right? And the devil's in the details, but appreciate those mistakes because they lead you in the right direction. It's like banging into that wall. It's telling you this is not the right place, and now you have direction. You have another clue to the right path to where you do need to go. It's just a new perspective. So then we have Paul the Venetian, we have Jesus and Hilarion, which are 40 and 46. I'm not going to read both of them because it's getting late already, so I'm just going to show it to you in case you want to read it on your own. But 46 is the Six of Cups, the children in the garden, and Jesus is the Page of Cups, right? The two most innocent cards in the deck. The most pure children, pure of heart. My father's definitely an impish child, right? That's where that comes from, that creative spark, that loving part. He was also a very respected, mature man, but he still kept that innocence about him. Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3. We had 6 and 3, so that's 9 again. So completion again. And compassion. And the 2 of the feminine energy. Which, that's the underlying energy, but I was just being guided to bring that in as well. Alright, now we have the past life deck. And thank you, Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian. Paul the Venetian was bringing up those innocent energies because that's where the beautiful art comes from, right? Paul the Venetian is all about art and creativity and music. It comes from the child within. With no completely drawing outside the lines all over the place. And then finding out what works. You can throw out what you don't like. You can wash the walls afterward. So take another deep breath. Oh, and this is something else I need to bring up because I thought of this earlier. And it's not, you know, we talk about as within, so without. Well, you know what? Real life and nature is complete chaos. You know, the bushes just grow wherever they want to, between each other, into each other. They don't care what direction they go. It's natural. You don't have to be perfectly aligned. Your home doesn't have to be perfect inside. I was thinking about this because my father was so successful, right? He loved what he did, and his office was the craziest of places. You know, nobody wanted to go in there. He had stuff all over the place. You know, like the mad scientist. But I just want you to look at another perspective of this, okay? Because it's not always about being neat. Alignment doesn't mean neat and everything in order. Because sometimes disorder is just what you need. And don't forget that dirt is nature. And any doctor will tell you that. You need a little dirt in your life to make sure you build up your immune system. All right. So again, it is April 5th, 2019. For everyone watching in the best and highest good of all who's concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? We're asking Mother Mary and Paul the Venetian, what is your guidance? What is your guidance? That's just for a number. The bottom of the deck is angels. Okay. So the underlying energy is your angels, Mother Mary, watching over you. The mantle of Mother Mary. That's what she is. She's not always smiling. She's not always neat and organized. But she gets it done. With love. And gentleness. Kindness. Okay. So from Mother Mary, we have karmic relationship. She is a karmic. Your mother is a karmic. Okay? She's saying, you know, don't poo-poo the word karma because all relationships are karmic. Okay? So it's saying there's nothing negative about karma. It's just in distinguishing the divine feminines from the karmic in that dynamic. But it's not to say that all karmics are bad. And it's not to say that all karmics are good, because they're not. Okay. So then we have, so she just wanted to make that distinction, okay? So this is from Paul the Venetian. We have male, female, and then persecution and inquisition reversed. So it's, you know, it's very much about when, you know, couples fight, when you accuse others, or you, yeah. So I was just saying this, and I want to give a plug to Mercedes Kirkle, all right, because she channels Mary Magdalene, and she teaches that life path, Mary Magdalene's life path, and part of that is speaking from your feelings as opposed to your thoughts. So make sure when someone hurt you, you don't say, you did this to me, because you're going to automatically trigger them and put them on the defense because you just said, you did this. Instead, just state the feeling. I feel hurt because, and then just one simple fact about what happened. But don't be accusatory. because then you put each other at odds. And don't forget to realign by putting your spines together, because that's a way of merging your energies, all right, before you speak. And so, Paul, why are you telling us this? And is there something else from here to be added to this, from these cards? Oh, that if you can't work things out, what's going to happen when a baby comes. Okay? So if you can't get along now, you really think you're going to get along with a baby? That's never the cure. The cure is to go inside yourself and heal yourself. Physician, heal thyself, or healer, heal thyself. So aligning your energies, I also see, and also this is representative of Jesus on the cross, persecution, inquisition. We are ending that. We're letting go of accusing others and persecuting others. We're healing ourselves instead of blaming others for our problems. And we're doing this by aligning our energies and then working on ourselves and clearing our wounds. We're doing this for our children, for their future. Okay? To each have a hand in how the child is raised, but to allow them to learn. Don't always give them everything they want just because they say, right? If they are wounded, you let them cry. And then again, the doctor will be the first one to tell you that's the only exercise a baby gets, is crying. Let them cry. Of course, be there for them. Don't make them feel abandoned. But if they do, because it's becoming unreasonable, then let them feel abandoned. Let them heal their wound. And they will. As long as you love them and you're not abusing them. And so Paul the Venetian wants to bring all this up because all of this blocks creativity. That's why there's so much need for art and music in the home, to bring it into harmony. Okay? Harmonious union. Thank you, Paul. Is there something about that in a Paul McCartney song? I don't know all of his songs, so there's something about harmony and, is it Ebony and Ivory? Is that Paul McCartney? I can't remember. I can't remember, but you guys can tell me. But that's what I'm getting. Bringing up, that's Paul the Venetian paralleling to Paul McCartney, so I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. My brain doesn't remember everything since I got hit by a car, so please forgive me. Alright, so then we have to count the cards. So we have those two and those two. The baby makes 3, but that was included in the cards I have to count. So let me see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, so that's the angels. Okay, so you have 1 of the masculine, 2 of the feminine, and then your little angel. The baby angels. Okay, so don't forget that's all about patience. 1 of the masculine, 2 of the feminine, and then 14 of the patience. And then that adds up to 17, which is the star. Then you have a star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, so it's 17 altogether. So really beautiful messages. Alright, so when you're patient and you allow people to have their own wounds and heal themselves, then they grow up to be their own star, right? The star of their life. Then we have the journey of love. Okay, take another deep breath. And it's just 114, and the O was the 01. It was just 11414. Okay. The magician and 2 angels. Lots of patience there. When you're dealing with a magic magician, you need patience, because they're kind of all over the place at the time. You know, that mad scientist. Be patient with mess. Because life is messy, and so is the human nature and the relationship. Alright, so So clear and align, filling the empty spaces with only beautiful, organic love and light, diamond light. And it is April 5th, 2019, for everyone watching in the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Mother Mary and Paula Venetian, please. What is our guidance? Just those two, and then there's a bunch to count, and that's it. Yin Yang Lovers at the bottom, which is 8, which is your infinity, your 0 point, staying grounded and balanced, centered. And my hair, my frizzy hair. I love this card. See my frizzy hair on there? Oh, that frizz is like disorganization. It's good. Okay. We have 56 Dance of the Planets, which is that 2 of Swords, which is being in your knowing. You don't need, normally it would be the need for more information. Like you can't make a decision because you're protecting yourself, because you have a blindfold on, or you're pretending not to see. You don't need more literal knowledge or information because you already know, because you're connected to source, okay? So Cosmic Butterfly is 36, which is that 10 of Wands, is letting go of the burdens, confession. Okay, it's also Mother's Milk here, okay? Mother Mary's coming back here again because the breast is represented here as well as the butterfly. Giving your child the freedom to fly. Mother's milk, nurturing them in a healthy way. So they'll be and not just about mother's milk, because obviously not everyone can do that, but it's about just love and allowing them their pain and their freedom. To see the confidence within it, I was almost started to cry again. To allow them to shine their gold coin, but also bring in the orange of the creation and that sexual energy. Okay, allow them that. Allow them to experiment a little bit. So if they dress a little slutty, you can't get on them for every little thing. Like if I was going to try to control my daughter in that sense when she was growing up, I would have made myself crazy. You have to allow them to do a few little stupid things within your control, to learn from them themselves, because they're not always going to listen to what you say. You have to trust them that you've taught them well. Allow them their confidence and their creativity and their sexuality. It's part of their birthright, their human nature. Okay. So let's see, anything coming between these two? I'm getting to, like, the orange shape in this card is like an incomplete heart. Like the top should be a heart. And we are talking the breast there, so the heart would be right there. Allow the full heart to come through. Don't cut it off trying to be stern with your children. Be disciplined. Just be yourself. And then here I'm getting the staff, the G clef of the music coming through from Paul the Venetian and all that stuff. So, this is Mother Mary. And then the music one is from Paul the Venetian, the dance of the planets, to dance and sing. Don't just go into the vortex. Dance around the chaos first, and then rest when you get to the center. Hold hands. Allow yourself to spin within the record. Within the actual record that you used to play, or the CD, or the Akashic records. Allow yourself to dance within the swirls of time. Don't be worried about the past or the future and what's no longer you or what you are now. It's all one anyway. You wouldn't be you without all of those things that built up to you. So it's not like you have to be the past, but don't fear the past either, or feel the need you have to get rid of something that you love just because it's the past. I'm getting them, you know, it's also like this, the shape of the chakra, which is the power. Your power comes from the chaos, the learning into the center point, okay? The learning from going to go this far where you really get hurt, you know, from going to the extremes, you learn your lessons, and then you start to come into the middle. But allow yourself to dance outside the lines still as an adult. That's where the fun comes in. The reason I'm getting upset is because it's Linda. It's Linda and Paul. Okay? That's her message coming in. It's like Paul the Venetian saying, she wants to say something to her Paul. That was really beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again is 9. 9 of completion and compassion. To allow the endings but have compassion as well. Linda saying, allow the ending but have compassion for it as well. That she needed to let go to allow him to love others. But that doesn't mean they're not still connected. And they truly are still connected. Very much so. So don't be afraid to love in all capacities. Mother to child, but also mother to mother. Okay? All right. I'm just going to read the one card. I'm going to read Dance of the Planets, since Linda came through. 56. There are forces, this is Dance of the Planets, 56, which is that being in your knowing, Two of Swords. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life now. Although they are not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you are being blocked from, or on the other hand rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there is an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be gentle rest to recover before rising again, and from restraint there will be propulsion into greater stratospheres. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles. It's okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart till tomorrow? At what point is there to hold back if you are ready and set to go? Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of your control. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. Okay, so the Oracle brings a message. Pray that the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy and joy to you now, that their movements through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements. So pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. And they're bringing up my mom again, because my mother's name is Mary Grace. And so Mother Mary came up, and now they're bringing up Grace as well. And I was there visiting her yesterday in the Alzheimer's facility, and I decided finally to play her some of the new songs I've been playing, which I put out for some of you guys, you know, my practice sessions. But one song I wrote for her I haven't put out there, but it's a very simple song. But it talks, she always loved Castle on a Cloud. And that's from the French play. I don't know. I know it. My brain just won't work right now. It'll come in a second. But you know what I'm talking about. This is very frustrating for me. I'm sorry. But anyway, she always loved that song. She always wanted to be like a little girl again because her mother wasn't very nurturing in that way. I mean, her mother did her best, but she was more of an intellectual, so she really didn't have that kind of childhood that like she would have wished for. And so that always reminds me of that about her when she says that she likes that song. And so I wrote a song paralleling that she found her castle in a cloud. And it just talks about her life on a cloud, you know, around the planets in the Milky Way, and she loves chocolate and peanut butter and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of incorporated that in there. So it's just bringing up that too as well. I got a chance to go and play her song. And she cried, and some of the other patients were there in the room. There's a piano there, and there was nobody else there, so I was just playing, and of course it's entertaining for them. And one of the women, you know, she was really giving me props. It was really nice, but even more so, it made my mother proud. Even though she can't express herself and she doesn't take in everything, she does take in a lot, and she was very appreciative that I did this, and even more so when other people appreciated what her daughter did. It still makes her proud, even though she has Alzheimer's. So it was very nice for me to experience that with my mom. And the poem here reads, "In those days, time was ours. We walked in the rain and held each other's hands. Your lips warm against my skin, and your soul melting into mine. At night became morning amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places that we called ours." And that is bringing up, like, my father passed away in 2016, so you know how lonely it can be for someone with Alzheimer's to miss their spouse or whoever, you know. It's just a very lonely place sometimes. So to just be compassionate with everyone around you, even if they weren't always the nicest people to you, right? We always still have to show compassion. All right, I think that's it. So drink your water, be good, and you know what to do. Rise and be loved.